Good morning, and welcome to our morning conversation. This week's preaching lesson is about the call of Isaiah. The prophet Isaiah sees a vision of angels around the throne of God, and they're saying, "Who is going to go and speak for God? Who can we send?" And Isaiah answers, "I'm here, send me." And this lesson is often used to illustrate how it's important to step up, step forward, to listen to your heart, to speak up, to take the risk of getting out of your comfort zone and being the change that you want to see in the world. So I wanted to talk a little bit to my friend here today about a story that she has that illustrates that. Annie, why don't you first introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you're connected to Trinity?
Hello. Well, my name's Annie. I've been at Trinity about 6 years. That's really shocking. I'd have to do math there. That was crazy.
Yeah.
We joined Trinity because Seth started talking about Jesus and other things, our son, and around 4, and we're like, we need some help with explaining all this. So we went shopping and came to Trinity, and it felt like a good fit. We really enjoyed it. So that is how we came to be.
Nice. Excellent. Good. So you have a story about a time that you decided to step up into a role and some cool things that happened as a result. Why don't you tell us about what that was and how that came about?
When we first joined, a lot of what we did was based around Seth going to Rock and getting educated. And I joined the fellowship committee because they reached out to me, and I was having fun meeting lots of people. But I seem very extroverted, but kind of a bit of an introverted time. So getting out of my comfort zone. And then so I was getting more comfortable, and I helped with VBS one summer. Okay. And Debbie Williams, the curse of all of this, was, she's like, "You should help with games." And I said, "Okay, I'll help with games."
Right.
Having said that, then I apparently became the next year the game master. I'm like, what?
You're
I have to what?
Yeah.
That was a little shocking. So I was a little scared. I was, a little out of my comfort zone. I'm willing to help out, but I was like, okay, I can do this.
Right.
I was nervous. I did lots of research, but the first meeting we went to was super changing. I met people I'd seen before, have class with Seth, different parents, but I met a group of people that I could truly be myself because I'm a little wacky, sarcastic, like to laugh and joke around. And this group was fantastic.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, all about just the work of God. It was really about the work of yourself and finding these friends. And I've really found kindred spirits that have just changed my life. They're just such important people in my life now, all because I said, I'll do games. Want to win?
Yeah. And that's kind of how it works a lot of times. I think that, when we step up to help out or to do the work, we find people who are also, the kind of people who are willingly or maybe, okay, fine, twist my arm, are also helpers, people who want to step up and help out. And that's where we connect with friends, and we connect with, like you said, people who really get us for who we are and appreciate us for who we are. And
it did become a job. It became so much more fun, and so much, like, I kept planning each year more and more because it was just so much fun to be with these people and ideal planning, and it's awesome.
Yeah, that's VBS is an area where a lot of us work really hard to make that happen, but it's also a big chunk of the work that is done. It's like hanging out with our friends because we're that's what we're doing. So yeah, that's really good. So talk a little bit more about how the people that you met through that, how they kind of, you guys are the kind of friends who support each other, at church, but also kind of in life and raising kids and that kind of stuff. Talk a little bit more about that, if you would.
I think it really helped break down those barriers of just the hi in the hallway at church, or how's your kid and school going well?
Yeah.
Because I went in and I started to be a teacher too, and I got to know them, but then these friendships started to blossom where you start text messaging or planning, hey, let's go out after the meeting. And it just started to grow. And then the pandemic came as well. And we had this little text grouping that we have, this little moms group together where we send funny pictures and like, oh my gosh, my kid did this today. Like,
Yeah.
pray for his safety because it's going to be tough. And like having that support network of when you're just having the parent day of the year, and but also successes and helping people through really trying times where they are going through a really the fight of their life, and then you can just still support them. And so when they say about having someone's back, I feel like I've just got a little crowd of ladies that are just much more like sisters than friends. They're awesome.
And that all, I mean, it almost sounds like a cliche, but that all started with being willing to step up and help out and sort of, you know, stretch yourself a little bit in that way. And that's just really
That is a saving grace. When I said I'd do games, I had no idea what that really meant. I will say, but it's been a super blessing.
Yes. Yep. And that's, you know, and that's, I mean, the story in the Bible is a story of the prophet had a vision, you know, but really, I think the way God works in our real lives is just through these little, you know, like, oh, sure, I'll do that. Like, it doesn't seem like a big deal when you're agreeing to it, but then you look back on it and you're like, well, that kind of changed my life in a way, you know, it kind of gave me something that, you know, or set me on a course that was, you know, way greater than I could have anticipated when I was just like, all right, I guess I'll, you know, help kids whack each other with pool noodles or whatever.
It was really super special because when I joined Trinity, very soon after I joined, my mom passed away suddenly from a fall. And I had all of this support I didn't know I needed. And then it was just there, and it's there consistently. And that is, I think people don't know what they're missing until they have it again. And you're like, oh my gosh, I missed a church family so much.
Yeah.
And so.
Absolutely. Well, that's great. I love that story so much. And I love especially that, you know, now we're in pandemic times and we're doing this over Zoom. We're doing a lot of our interacting from afar, but like you said, you have this group of friends, this group of special people that you're connected to, and you're kind of helping each other get through that. And we're trying to do that in a big way at church, but we're also, you know, we're relying on our people, our friends, our small groups that just keep us going like that. So that's really cool too. Well, thanks so much for talking to me today, Annie. It was really great to talk to you, and great to hear that story. And I know that we'll continue to keep on supporting each other and hanging in there. So have a great day and keep doing what you do.
Thanks.